All right, it is 4 o'clock. We are good to go ahead and get started. Kathy, I will turn it over to you.
Okay, I'll call this meeting of the Plan Commission for March 2nd, 2021 to order. I think Mark laid out the rules pretty well, but those that have not been to a Plan Commission meeting, we introduce the item, the staff presents a summary, we ask technical questions, then it goes to a public hearing and public comment comes back to us for a vote. We'll call the roll.
Mr. Coulibaly?
Here.
Miss Davy?
Here.
Councilmember Ford?
Here.
Mr. Gross? Mr. Kiefer? Mr. Mitchell?
Here.
Mr. Perry?
Present.
Mr. Stengel?
Here.
Mr. Marshall?
Here.
Mr. Hintz?
Present.
Chairwoman Prop?
Here.
9 present.
Thank you. Plan Commission, you have the February 16 minutes. What's your pleasure?
McKeon's motion to accept minutes.
Mark, I don't know if he's.
Okay, so we have a motion by Mr. Hintz, a second by Mr. Coulibaly.
All in favor, say aye.
Sorry,
Aye.
Kathy, I
Aye.
have to interrupt. One thing
Aye.
I'm advised is we do need to do roll call votes for everything because we are virtual, so.
Okay, well then I'll go back and we'll take the roll then on the minutes.
Yep. I'm sorry, I apologize about that. Mr. Mitchell?
Here.
Mr. Perry?
Aye.
Mr. Stengel?
Aye.
Mr. Marshall?
Aye.
Mr. Coulibaly?
Aye.
Miss Davy?
Aye.
Councilmember Ford? Councilmember Ford? Mr. Hintz?
Aye.
Chairwoman Prop?
Aye. Okay, the first item on the agenda is public hearing, zone change from urban mixed-use district with a university transition overlay to institutional district with a university transition overlay for parcels west of 417 Algoma Boulevard. Were there any site inspections? I had one, I don't know who else.
I see Kathy and Mr. Hintz.
The chair will accept the staff report as part of the record. Go ahead, staff, with the summary.
Thank you. So the subject site consists of 4 vacant parcels located west of Jackson Street with frontage on Algoma Boulevard, as well as High Avenue. Surrounding area is a mixture of institutional uses to the north, south, and east, as well as commercial use to the east, and then institutional and residential uses to the west. So the applicant is requesting a rezone of these 4 parcels that are currently zoned urban mixed use district with a university transition overlay to be zoned institutional district with a university transition overlay, which would match the zoning of the parcel immediately to the east, which is the Salvation Army site. And the Salvation Army owns all 4 of these parcels. They would like to rezone these 4 parcels so that they have consistent zoning with the Salvation Army site. That way they can combine those lots into one lot to reconstruct this parking area. It'll kind of be west of the building and cover this general area. So they need to have consistent zoning for the one lot for that reconstructed parking area. The institutional with UTO overlay will be consistent with the institutional zoning of surrounding properties. Here's just a preliminary plan of what they're looking to do for the reconstructed parking area. At this point, they intend to meet all code requirements. So they do not at this point need a plan development overlay. So it'd be just institutional with a UTO overlay. Staff is supportive of the rezone as it is needed to provide future improvements to the Salvation Army site. So with that, staff recommends approval of the zone change from urban mixed use district with a UTO overlay to institutional district with a UTO overlay for the parcels west of 417 Algoma Boulevard.
You're muted yet, Kathy.
Plan Commission, do you have any technical questions? Are you seeing any, Mark?
I do not see any.
Well, I have a question for the petitioner, but I'll wait on that. It's not a technical question. Well, then I will open the public hearing and request a statement from the applicant. I think there are several representatives. Who wants to speak on behalf of the applicant?
So this is Joseph Luring for Bray Architects. Applicant is Salvation Army. So just as you described, there's the current parcel with the institutional zoning and the 4 adjacent parcels that they'll be combining with their existing for an addition and a parking lot to the west. So as described, we're applying to have all of the zoning match their existing building. And that will allow us to do the addition as shown in the plans that have been submitted. Not certain if there were any questions for us.
Questions, Plan Commission? You see any hands, Mark?
I do not.
Well, then I have a question. It doesn't relate to the parking lot. It relates to whether the building will remain the same. I had heard rumors, or maybe better than rumors, that the Salvation Army wanted to build a larger building on this land. What happened to that idea?
So I believe there were early plans to demolish the existing building and build all new construction. That wasn't within their budget. So they are going to maintain the existing building, but do a pretty significant renovation of those spaces. And then our addition, which is about equal in size, will have a new multi-purpose room and chapel. So, significant renovation of the white portion there, and then the gray hatch region is our addition. Is that clear?
Okay. So, but we are not voting on any part of the, of that. We're only voting on the rezoning for the parking lot.
Correct.
That's
This
my
is the
understanding, yes.
zone change.
Okay. That answered my question. Anyone else have a question of the applicant?
Do not see any.
You do not see any. Then I'll open it up for additional public comment. Is there anyone on the Zoom that is from the public that wishes to speak on this item? Anyone else wishing to speak on this item?
Again, I do not see
You
anyone.
don't see any. Okay. Anything else the applicant wishes to say?
No.
Okay, then we'll close the public hearing. Commission, we need a motion to adopt the findings and recommendations as stated in the staff report.
Does Justin make a motion to adopt findings and recommendations as stated in the staff report?
Peter, I'll second.
Any discussion? Justin?
Quick question, does this status impact any of the neighboring or adjoining parcels at all?
Yeah, so it's 4 parcels immediately west. You can see kind of in the blue is the existing facility, and then it's the 4 properties immediately kind of on the west side of it.
Right. If you shift over to an institutional status, that doesn't have any impact on any of the neighboring? Okay.
No, you have institutional UTO kind of to the immediately west of this on the north side of that block, and then UTO on the south side. So this should not have any issues on the adjoining properties.
Anybody else with a question or discussion? I have, again, I want to follow up on my earlier comment. Mark, will we be seeing the building plans then as part of as they proceed forward or not?
You would not, as long as they are fully code compliant. Their intent is to meet all parking, lighting, landscaping, design standards of the institutional zoning district and build as a by right permitted use.
Okay, thank you. Are we ready for the vote then? Looks like it. Call the roll, please.
Mr. Kiefer,
Aye.
Mr. Mitchell,
Aye.
Mr. Perry,
Aye.
Mr. Stengel,
Aye.
Mr. Kulabali,
Aye.
Ms. Davy,
Aye.
Councilmember Ford,
Aye.
Mr. Hintz,
Aye.
Chairwoman Prop.
Aye.
Motion carries 9-0.
Well, it looks like that's the only action item. Planning Director's report. Do you have something, Mark?
I do. So we are in the kickoff phase of the comprehensive housing study that we had discussed with Planning Commission a couple of times, as well as Council several months back. We're in the process of preparing for the technical committee. As we like to do with a lot of these, we reach out to Planning Commission to see if there are members who would like to serve. I know I've already received, Mr. Mitchell is interested. I need to see if anyone else is as well. Depending upon how numbers play out for other agencies that are willing to participate, I'm looking at hopefully 2 Planning Commission members if we can fit 2 members on. If there's anyone besides Justin that is interested. Miss Davy? Anyone else? All right, that is it. We're looking at about 1 meeting a month. Oh, Mr. Kiefer, okay. So we probably won't have room for everyone, but I'm glad people are willing to participate. We really appreciate the willingness. We're looking at about 1 meeting a month for approximately the next 6 months. So that was all I had. I appreciate, again, as always, these members' willingness to serve and help us as we go through these planning projects.
I'm looking forward to the results.
As am I.
Anything else before we have a motion to adjourn?
Nope, that was it.
Okay, motion to adjourn, please.
Ken's motion to adjourn.
Second.
All right, I heard a second. Do we have to vote on adjournment, Mark, by roll call?
I think we have some of our attorneys here today, so we better make sure we do it the appropriate way.
Okay, we'll call the roll on adjournment.
Mr. Kiefer,
Aye.
Mr. Mitchell,
Aye.
Mr. Perry,
Aye.
Mr. Stengel,
Aye.
Mr. Marshall,
Aye.
Mr. Kulabali,
Aye.
Miss Davy,
Aye.
Councilmember Ford,
Aye.
Mr. Hintz,
Aye.
Miss Prop.
Aye.
Motion carries.